Life isn't costly. From the completion, leaving the world behind revised. I'm trying to get to the point while I rarely spill the beans. Life is what you make it, yet life isn't always what it seems. I'm learning that I don't need to chase dreams. Call me a dream catcher if you will, catching all dreams made for me. All things are possible, and adding the finishing touches to my dream world. Even though I'm asleep, I can twirl the dream world. That seems far-fetched, but I don't play fetch. One key to life is making life stretch. So are there three worlds in which we exist? For the three parts of the mind of which no person can resist. Listen to this. Don't say I have an ego while mentally my mind plays from the superego. Do you remember this? Don't talk to me like that, or don't respect me, or I'll have to attack. But the superego comes in to make all worlds safe, playing on the conscience, which tells us to play it safe. The natural life, dream life, and heaven life make up the dream. For red is natural, white is the land of dreams. Blue can be understood as the clouds of heaven it brings. I'm just a messenger in the plot and form of God's schemes. You see, in the life we live, many things are understandable, which is why life isn't costly, since all five senses perceive the dream to be understandable. As sometimes in life, our opinion will grow, learning from trial and error to understand something in a way that we know that we know. At some point in our lives, our learning will build our character seed, knowing that in life, nothing comes for free. Part 2. In this road called life, the pathway is always set in place. But do you have the heart to go through the obstacles you must face? Life isn't costly, for God is the reason that we live, making up for our mistakes, so that we may live. It's either positive or negative in the life we must live. So life isn't ever as costly as many people would think it is. Think for all the precious moments in life that keep us going. It's all very simple. If you love God, His love for you will keep growing. So go on and face life as we must, with love never growing cold, for in God we trust. I bet you would ante up and go and bet the farm before knowing that Jesus was about to buy the farm for the right price, could be sold for the good life. If Jesus is the driver, He'll keep your investments in sight. Boy, I could tell you of many times where I didn't know. His plan to clarity always comes at the last moment to place us from raging waters onto dry land. Sure, we've all weathered a storm or two, maybe more than 10. That old nasty life of mine is being flushed along with my sin. See, I used to stand on a crumbly foundation. Now I stick to the land of groundbreaking ceremonies. If I stood on a faulty foundation, my world, my whole entire life would be phony. Now I have no time for that. I would rather be an inspiration. They say lead by example, and I say meet Jesus' approval and justification, leading an honorable life. Just simply obey the rules and laws. This is a start, and the finish is a circumcised heart that has been washed of all flaws. Part 3. Let's take a trip back down the alley for what you saw of what you had seen. How difficult it is to explain. the maturation of our genes. Who would have known the exact way I would look? Who would have known the exact way I would look? That's major discourse, as in the subtleties of life we look. If you really think about it, we are all just giving back. You explain to me how the love of one of our children could be matched. Do we not go out of our way to protect one of our own? God may do the same for one of his to protect us in our destiny for our new home. So really there is no price like giving the sacrifice of something you love. But God does not expect this. He just wants to teach us love. So from everywhere, the drama will continue to unfold with no action or scene different ever since the days of old. So sit back. You don't have to listen to me. As earth continues to exist, whatever the plan of God's is, we will have to wait and see. Life isn't costly. From the completion, leaving a world behind, revised.